I think we're live. All right, cool. We're live, guys. All right, let's start. I think we're live. All right, guys, how's everyone going? What is up, superheroes? It is Will here. I hope you've had an amazing Wednesday. Thank you guys for joining me on this free online webinar where I'm going to teach you my top strategies for building muscle and losing fat and doing both at the same time. If you guys can hear me, give me a thumbs up, give me a response. Can you guys hear me? All right, guys, how's everyone going? What is up, superheroes? It is Will here. I hope you've had an amazing Wednesday. Thank you guys for joining me on this free online webinar where I'm going to teach you my top strategies for building muscle and losing fat. Sorry, guys. I just live streamed my own video. All right. Can you guys hear me? All right, sweet. All right, let's get started, guys. So what you will learn today, guys, in this free online webinar is 1, how muscle is actually built. 2, how fat is actually lost. 3, strategies to build muscle. 4, strategies to lose fat. And 5, strategies to build muscle and lose fat at the same time, and whether that's even possible. So guys, a little bit about myself. My name is William Seng. I'm 22 years old and graduated from the University of New South Wales doing a Bachelor of Interior Architecture. So you're probably wondering what the hell I'm doing in fitness when I did architecture as my degree. Well, guys, I actually worked as an interior designer for a couple of months after I decided it wasn't really something I wanted to pursue in the future. So I had already been working and doing some in-face personal training the year before. I always had a passion for self-development, for bodybuilding, and helping others. During my course, I found my passion in fitness and would always rush to the gym after class. And I found that through my journey, being able to inspire people and make a positive impact on their lives gave me true fulfillment. So guys, initially I got into health and fitness because I was a depressed guy. I was a depressed boy. I was anxious. I copped a lot of harsh words for being skinny. I used to get called names, pushed around a lot because I was physically weak. I used to get into physical altercations and struggle to protect myself. But mostly, guys, it was the mental barrier behind being physically and mentally weak that caused me so much anxiety every day. So, you know, that was, you know, the defining factor for me, why I started training, was to get stronger physically and mentally. So guys, when I first started training, I looked up to people like Ziz, I looked up to people like Greg Plitt. These guys really inspired me and made me believe like I could be someone who can inspire others and achieve something great for myself. So what I admired so much about these guys was their confidence in themselves. They thought they could achieve whatever they set their minds to. They lived lives true to themselves and inspired many others to do the same. So Greg Plitt really taught me that weight training is not just about lifting weights, guys. It's more importantly about developing the character and mental strength to go out into your life and achieve whatever it is you set your mind to. So guys, I wanted to be like the superheroes in the movies, like Captain America, like Batman, like Superman. I wanted to be powerful, to be strong, you know, both physically and mentally. I wanted to be invincible and overcome fear, insecurity, and dominate my life. So my journey, guys, has been a journey of understanding myself. I feel as if fitness has allowed me to find myself and what I'm really capable on in the midst of things like depression, anxiety, and low self-esteem. So guys, in 2012, I set the goal of building a great body. I started training. I started to want to become this fitness model. And one day I set out to have the dream of competing on a bodybuilding stage. And after 4 years of training really hard, I was able to do that. So guys, what is superhero bodies and what have I actually been doing these past few months? So guys, I created this movement because I believe as humans, we have the potential to become our own heroes. The superheroes, guys, we see in the movies all embody the human condition. They tell us the story of how, as humans, we are destined to face some sort of adversity, some sort of setback, or some sort of tragedy in our lives, whether it be through the loss of our parents like Batman or Superman, or just the extremely depressed, overlooked, skinny Captain America. And guys, at one point, that was my life. Similarly, when I watched Captain America, I saw a side to me that I had never felt. His story of valor and success motivated my own life to change. It was his ability to overcome his current circumstances which motivated me to overcome my own. So superheroes decide to use their losses, use their tragedies and their setbacks and turn them into their greatest strengths and superpowers. And in the same way, guys, I use my depression, I use my anxiety, and I use all that fear and use it to build my body and build my mind. And eventually, it would help me to help others break through their own adversities and turn it into their greatest strengths. So guys, in fact, I actually watched Wonder Woman today. I watched it tonight, and there was a quote that really, really resided with me. She said, "Everyone is fighting their own battles just as you're fighting yours." And I truly believe what we stand for at Superhero Bodies is to overcome these mental battles and become stronger than we have ever been. So guys, what exactly do we do at Superhero Bodies? Well, what we do is we provide both mind and body transformation to our clients. We provide mindset coaching, training, and nutrition programming, and full accountability, ensuring that they not only develop mental fortitude and mental strength, but achieve the body they've always wanted. And we firmly believe that all transformations start from within, and that everyone has the potential to become great at what it is they want to do and be confident in who they are and their abilities. So guys, here's a little transformation picture of me back in 2012 on the left, and me on the right just before competing last year. So guys, as you can see on the left, I was pretty skinny. I was pretty fat at the same time, so I was kind of skinny fat. I was depressed at that time. I was anxious. I was undergoing a lot of psychological issues, and I kind of had no direction in life. I didn't know where I wanted to be. I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. But through fitness, weight training, and a sound diet, I changed all of that. So guys, I wanted to show you my own transformation, to show you that it's completely possible as a natural with some hard work and dedication to completely transform your body. So as you can see in the beginning, guys, I was pretty much skinny fat. What I mean by skinny fat is when you lack muscle mass, but you also don't have much definition. So I've been in every form you can pretty much imagine. So I've been skinny fat in that first picture. I was fat, then I was lean, skinny in that third picture. And in the fourth picture, I finally got somewhere in terms of the muscle mass and in terms of I was relatively lean. So guys, it takes a lot of refinement to get where you want to be in terms of your body and your physique, but with a lot of effort, guys, it can be done. So guys, that's a little bit about me and what we do. So let's get started on the content. So before I get in all of the content, guys, I have to mention that this is based on a lot of my experience with working with my own body and also working with others. And a lot of it is backed up by research. So guys, I've made it as simple as possible for you guys to understand the basic fundamentals of building muscle. And I've really tried to, break it down to make it as simple as possible for you guys. So guys, number one, what we require to build muscle is demand. So demand simply means that the muscles respond to the demands we put on them. So in order to grow our muscles, guys, we need to have enough demand on them to promote muscle tension, muscle damage, and muscle stress to facilitate new muscle to form. So if you ask your muscles to lift loads they've never lifted before, they'll respond by getting stronger. So the concept is, guys, that when you work out, you're actually pushing your body to demands it's never felt before. Whether that be increasing weight or the load on your body, increasing the amount of repetitions, or just increasing the intensity. So guys, this causes tension, this causes stress, and this causes damage. And that is what creates growth. Growth, guys, requires stimulation. So the more stimulation your body gets, the more you will promote muscle growth. Number 2, guys, calories. We've all heard this term. Calories are simply units of energy. So every single food that we eat, guys, has an amount of energy to it. And in order to build new muscle, we need the adequate energy to do so. So guys, if we're not consuming enough calories, our body simply won't be able to build the muscle. So think of it like this, guys. You can't build a brick wall with no bricks. And similarly, you cannot build muscle with no energy. So an important part of building muscle is actually eating enough calories to do so. And the best way to build muscle is to be in a surplus of calories. And I'll explain what that means in a bit. Number 3, guys, protein. We've all heard how important protein is to muscle building. So guys, protein is an essential nutrient in the human body and is one of the fundamental building blocks of body tissue and is also a great fuel source. So guys, to keep it as simple as possible for you guys, protein is made up of amino acids which come together in a process known as protein synthesis to repair damaged muscle tissue. So like I said before, guys, we place the demand on our bodies to damage the muscle, to break it down, to put tension on it, and then we recover by having calories and having protein. So guys, what protein does is it helps us repair and build new and bigger muscle fibers. So guys, without amino acids from protein, it is pretty much impossible to build, to repair, or even maintain muscle tissue. So guys, imagine that you're going to the gym, you're working out, you're breaking down the muscle, and then you don't provide it the right nutrients to grow back. What happens, right? What happens is it actually gets smaller, which is why protein is so important to not only repair the muscle, but to grow new muscle tissue. So guys, number 4, I have to stress, is probably the most important when it comes to building muscle, and that is simply patience. Building muscle, guys, is like watching paint dry. You need to be committed to working. You need to be patient on the journey. I mean, if everybody could build an amazing body in just 30 days, we would all be super ripped and look like cover models, guys. But it takes time to build an amazing body. So guys, make the decision to commit and never give up on your journey. Pretty simple, right, guys? Now I'm going to give you guys all you need to lose weight and lose fat in the process. As you can see, guys, here is a picture of Pikachu after getting extremely shredded using these principles. So guys, all you need to do in order to lose fat is to master one strategy. And I think what happens when we think about losing fat is there's so many articles on the internet, so many sources of information, but really it all comes down to one factor and one simple strategy. So guys, if you're struggling to lose fat, all you have to do is focus on this simple strategy. And it simply means a caloric deficit. So in order to lose fat, guys, you require a caloric deficit. Now you're probably asking, Will, what the hell is a caloric deficit? Well, guys, this simply means that more energy is going out of your body than is coming in. So guys, to make it really easy for you, if I am taking 1,000 calories from my food and I'm burning 1,200 from exercise or just general energy consumption, then I'm going to lose weight. So that refers to a caloric deficit, which will cause your body to burn fat in order to produce more energy. So guys, I'm sure you've heard hundreds of people say different things about losing fat. And as you can see on your screen, guys, there are hundreds of strategies to make you lose fat. Has anyone ever told you that low carb diets cause the greatest amount of fat loss, or ketogenic diets with no carbs and just protein and fats will help you lose fat? Or since low fat diets are low in fat, that must mean you must be low fat too, right? Or intermittent fasting will help you lose fat, or portion control may help you lose fat. The point is, guys, these strategies all point in the same direction and all point to the same strategy I just introduced, which is to create an overall caloric deficit. So guys, most of these diets on your screen are unsustainable and are just are necessary to get where you want to be. So let's be honest here, guys. We all love carbs. I love carbs. I preach carbs. And if you told me to eliminate carbs from my diet for the next 10 years in order to lose fat, I would tell you to get lost. So guys, now that you know the secret to losing fat is to just be in a caloric deficit. So here are some strategies to do just that. And I'm going to explain all of these strategies. So guys, don't get too confused. These strategies include, cleaning up your diet. That's the first and most effective strategy. To clean up your diet, guys, ensure you're eating the right amount of calories and the right foods to lose fat. Number 2, guys, is a concept or a strategy known as NEAT. This is known as non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which sounds really confusing and really scientific, but it's basically just burning calories with movement that isn't intended to be exercise. So guys, this could just be increasing your overall calories by taking your dog for a walk, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, even just increasing the time you're off the couch. These are all examples of NEAT and non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So guys, these are all great ways to boost calorie burning without actually working out. Another strategy, guys, is increasing your muscle mass. So increasing your muscle mass, guys, will lead to actually more energy being burnt and allow you to become leaner more easily. So muscle actually burns more calories than fat. So if we get leaner, guys, we're gonna generally be able to burn fat more easily. Okay. Cardiovascular exercise, guys. Cardio, of course. Let's not go into that because everyone will leave the webinar. Weight training, guys. Weight training and high intensity interval training are also great strategies to burn more energy and lose more fat. So don't worry, guys. I will have this live video on my Facebook. You can rewatch it, guys. I'm just going to go through all the topics one by one. So guys, I hope you can see the chart on your screens now. And basically, guys, this just makes it easier for us to understand that in order to burn fat, guys, we need to be in a caloric deficit. We need to be in a deficit of calories. And in order to build muscle, guys, you should ideally be in a caloric surplus, which means you're eating more calories than your body is burning. So you guys will have enough energy and enough calories to build the muscle. So guys, the problem with most people is firstly not knowing what strategies to apply to fat loss and muscle gain, and just having, just going in too many directions at once. So many people try to do too many things at once instead of focusing on their primary goal. So for example, guys, if you're trying to build muscle, you shouldn't be trying to, you should only be trying to train for a primary goal. So if you're trying to build muscle, I would always suggest being in a caloric surplus. If you're trying to lose fat, then you should be in a caloric deficit. What a lot of people do is they just mix too many things together and they never get the results they want. So guys, focus on your primary goal and strive towards that. So guys, let's start with skinny guys and skinny girls. So I'm going to tell you guys exactly what you should be avoiding and exactly what you should be doing to get the kind of results that you guys want. So what you guys should be avoiding. Firstly, I see a lot of skinny guys, and in fact, I made these same mistakes in the beginning of my journey, which is why I'm able to share them with you guys. So, training with high reps, guys, I'm talking just going into the gym and doing bicep curls with really high repetitions, over 15. Now, this will not only result in no gains, but you will eventually give up because you're not seeing the results that you want. And let's be honest, guys, if we're spending a lot of time in the gym working out, stressing our bodies out and getting no results, and even spending our money and not getting results, then obviously we're going to give up, right? Any smart person would give up after that. So I made the same mistake, guys. I used to just go in the gym, guys, and do high repetitions, just do bicep curls, get a pump, and I felt like I was growing, but I never saw any results. So guys, avoid high repetitions. Secondly, guys, you guys are doing too much cardio. If you guys are skinny, like I said, guys, you need to have enough energy coming from your food to build muscle. If you're doing all this cardio, guys, all the energy is just getting burnt. All the food is just being burnt to fuel you for those cardiovascular exercises. So if you're constantly doing large amounts of cardio, guys, your body will just use that what you eat as food for that energy. So another mistake that skinny guys and skinny girls make, guys, is not eating enough calories. So you guys have to eat more calories. You have to eat more food in order to get the results that you want. So usually, guys, I think skinny guys and skinny girls, they think they're eating a lot, but once they really track what they're eating, it's really not that much and it's really not enough. So not enough calories, guys. So you need to eat more calories. Another factor that you guys should be avoiding is eating junk food. I think where a lot of skinny guys and skinny girls go wrong is they aren't consuming the right foods for muscle building and the right foods to get the results they want. Mostly it's because of the lack of protein in their diet, but also it's just generally they're eating, high sugar foods and just foods that don't really promote growth and don't promote better health in general. So guys, eliminate junk food if you want to get the results you want. Yo-yo dieting, guys, I'll explain what that means. That simply means it refers to big drops on the scale. And it refers to big drops on the scale followed by big gains in the scale. So it's kind of like a yo-yo, guys. Your scale is going up and down, like consistently up and down. So that's what yo-yo dieting is. We don't want to have that. When you're skinny, guys, you just simply want to focus on slow and consistent progression. So it shouldn't be up and down in the scale, which is why I showed you guys my transformation before. I was doing yo-yo dieting, I was going, 10 kilos up and then 20 kilos down. I was getting skinny and then I was getting fat, and then it's just not a consistent way of getting the results you want. So what you guys should be doing for skinny guys and skinny girls is low to medium rep ranges, guys, focusing on hypertrophy rep ranges and strength rep ranges, compound lifts, consuming good whole foods, good nutritious foods, nutrient-dense foods, minimizing your cardio, and getting a lot of protein in. So guys, overweight guys and overweight girls, these are your strategies. What you guys should be avoiding, number one, is inactivity. So I think where too many overweight guys and girls go wrong is simply not being active enough. You guys need to make the decision to live a more active lifestyle. And this could just start by walking more. This could just start by, going for a bike ride instead of taking the bus. Small decisions, guys, can make, the big picture, really change. So secondly, guys, you guys are consuming too many calories. Like I said before, with skinny guys, they think they're consuming a lot of calories, but really they're not. And with overweight guys and girls, they think they're consuming not enough calories, but they think they're not consuming many calories, but they really are. So guys, too many calories is your issue. So this is an obvious problem when it comes to packing on too much weight. Junk food, guys, again, what you guys need to understand is when you eat foods that have little nutritional value, you're often very hungry. In fact, you're hungrier more often. You actually eat more of the junk food, and although you are still not full, you're packing on massive amounts of calories and massive amounts of energy that isn't used. So guys, things like consuming massive amounts of sugar spike your insulin, and it leads to poor energy levels and hunger. And what does that lead to, guys? That just leads to inactivity and more binge eating. So guys, again, yo-yo dieting, where a lot of overweight guys and girls fail is they set unrealistic expectations and they starve themselves, losing a lot of weight. Then eventually they can't handle it anymore because it's unsustainable, and then they gain it all again. In fact, they even gain more weight than they lost. So guys, for overweight guys and girls, what I suggest is focusing on medium to high rep ranges to burn more calories, and even integrating things like high intensity interval training will really help you guys burn those calories. Compound lifts, again, good whole foods, nutrient dense foods, and integrating some form of cardio can help you lose those unwanted pounds. Now, if you really don't like cardio, guys, you really don't like getting on a treadmill, find a hobby, find a sport that you really like doing. It might be basketball, you know, soccer, tennis, whatever it is, guys. A form of cardio will really help you burn those calories. So, guys, now we know how to build muscle. We know the theory behind losing fat. Is it possible to achieve both goals at once is the question. So this tends to be a controversial topic, guys, with many people saying it's impossible due to the law of energy. But I've seen it done so many times, and so have others. To put this in simple terms, guys, the answer is yes. It is possible for some people to build muscle whilst losing fat. Now, it just won't be as efficient as having the sufficient calories to do so, and not everyone can pull it off. So the best guys to do it are beginners with little weight training experience who can make pretty much muscle gains from almost anything. I think you guys have all heard of the term newbie gains. So a beginner who hasn't had any experience training, who comes into training, can generally make good muscle gains despite having, you know, not as good calories or, you know, even a caloric deficit. So another type of person that can do this is overweight newbies who have more fat stores to lend energy to build the muscle, even in a state of starvation, or what we know as a caloric deficit. So guys, if you're skinny, there is simply no point in trying to lose fat and build muscle at the same time. I'll tell you right now, guys, because I have tried to do it, and I was skinny fat. It's just a waste of time, guys, because the results are much slower than you would expect, and you're better off just trying to lean bulk to add muscle mass to your frame whilst minimizing the fat and then cutting the fat off later. So for skinny guys, please avoid trying to build muscle and lose fat at the same time. It's honestly a waste of time, and it just takes too long, and the results, you know, aren't as good as you would expect. So guys, that's the concept busted. So guys, the strategy for losing and building muscle at the same time is to actually just maintain a caloric deficit and train exactly the same as you would for any other muscle goal. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in this online webinar. I hope you enjoyed the information. I hope you guys learned a lot of strategies that you can implement today in your training program, or if you need to start training, then get to it. This video will be available to watch on the Superhero Bodies YouTube channel. And since it is live streaming, guys, it's on Facebook, so you can rewatch it, you can take notes, and really go over the concepts and revise it again. Thanks again, guys. I hope you have an amazing week, and let's get superhero swole.